Today I'm going to show you guys a simple fix to get your outdoor HVAC condenser back up and running. I'll pull up a clip of mine from last week. Whenever I turn on the AC inside the house and call for cooling, the fan would kick on and run for about 5 seconds, but it would always shut off. And so most likely that's going to be the capacitor, and I'm going to show you guys how to access that and also how to look for other issues. And this is a very simple fix. You can do most all of this with a flat-headed screwdriver. You're just going to use it initially to remove these couple of screws to access your service panel. And go ahead and put those in a safe place because you're going to need those later. But next, we'll go ahead and remove this cover panel, and that's going to give us access to all the inside wiring. So go ahead and give everything a good once over. Make sure there's nothing black or burnt, nothing that's arced out. Just kind of give it a good visual inspection. And over here is the capacitor that we're referencing in the video. This is what we're going to be replacing. And just because it doesn't look bad or bulging or burnt out doesn't mean it's not working. It's a very inexpensive part, so we're going to go ahead and swap it out and see if that fixes the problem. The first step is going to be to cut the power off at the panel and then come back outside to the condenser. I've got an insulated screwdriver and some gloves, and we're going to basically arc out the capacitor or release any residual charge that it may be holding. That's going to make it safer to handle once we get ready to remove it. And basically we're just going to touch together all the different terminals and make sure that everything is safe to handle. Next, we'll loosen up the strap that's holding the capacitor in place. These are typically just held together by the same sheet metal screws that the actual panel was held on by. But before you move any wires from the capacitor, take note of where they're positioned. You can see here there's markings where this one says fan, so I got my brown to fan, my yellow to herm for hermetically sealed compressor, and then purple and red go to C for common. Yours may vary, but definitely take a video or picture of that before you start removing the wires. And once you've done that, just carefully remove each wire and just make sure you're grabbing it by the metal blade and not by the wire itself. That way it doesn't disconnect from the blade itself. And then here is the capacitor removed from the condenser. And since it was hard to see earlier in the video, I wanted to show you a close-up of how you would be discharging that, effectively touching each of these terminals together. And that's going to release any remaining charge that this thing may possibly hold. But on your capacitor, there's going to be a label that shows you exactly the specs that you need to find in a replacement capacitor. I was able to look online and find mine the same day at Home Depot and then just do a locker pickup. So it's super convenient. Again, this is a $25 part. If you were to call a technician out to do this for you, you're probably going to be paying anywhere from $250 to $300. And that's if you can get someone out the same day. Sometimes it's going to be 2 to 3, maybe even 4 days before a technician can come out to service this for you. But again, this new replacement has all the same markings, the C, the herm, the fan. And this is where you'll want to revert back to the photo or video that you may have taken before removing the wires. That way you know exactly where everything goes. But everything just clips right back into place. You don't need a tool for this step. Just make sure that everything's in tight and in the right spot. And then we're going to get this thing attached back to the condenser with that strap. But before I power it on, I want to show you guys something that might actually help you maybe even avoid the capacitor replacement in the first place. So I've already got my capacitor in, and then afterwards discovered that these two teal wires here, they're actually the 24 volt control wires for the contactor coil. One of them wasn't seated properly, so I was able to push that all the way in. And although a bad capacitor is usually the likely culprit in these types of situations, I can't actually say for sure if that was my problem after finding that loose wire. So again, just another reason to give everything a good once over before making any purchases. Now we'll turn the power back on at the panel and fire it up and call for cooling and see what we get. So initially it was already firing up just like this, but it was shutting off after 5 seconds. And I can already tell you it's already running regular. It would have shut off by now. It's blowing warm air out the top like it should. So super happy with this fix. Again, it could likely have been the capacitor or just a combination of the capacitor and that loose wire. But I really hope this video gets you back up and running. If it does, drop me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. All right, peace.